we begin is we actually need to swear in a number of new members. So, Tina, I think you're in charge.
If I could please have the following members just stand where you're at, that would be wonderful. Mr. Alan Nix, Mr. Brian Leslie, Ms. Bonnie Terrell, Mr. Slauson and Mr. Stevenson, can you please come up and stand right here, please, so that way we're all together as we take the oath of office? That's perfect. That would be perfect. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to read this, and I would appreciate if you would all raise your right hand and repeat after me. And where I say state your name, please state your name. Okay? Thank you. I state your name.
I, Leslie,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Planning and Zoning Commission
of Planning and Zoning Commission
of the City of Stephenville
of the City of Stephenville,
and State of Texas,
State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and the laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you and welcome to the new members. Okay, before we get going, we need to have an election of officers. Do I have any nominations for chair?
Madam Chair, I would nominate you, Lisa Latouche, to continue to serve as chair.
Okay. Thank you, thank you. Any other? All right, is it a motion? Motion stands? Do we, the motion? We simply take a vote. All those in favor of me continuing my dubious job as chair of this commission, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, now we need to nominate a vice chair.
Madam Chair, I'd nominate Brian Leslie to continue to serve as vice chair.
Second.
All those in favor of Brian Leslie continuing as vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, you're stuck with us. Moving on. Minutes. The first item is to consider approval of minutes for December 20, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the minutes of December 20, 2023, say aye.
Aye.
Moving on. Okay, so the first item on the agenda, or the first item on our public hearing, is case number RZ 2024-001. Applicant Wayne Hayes is requesting a rezone for property located at 580 Race, being parcel R32720, acres 0.103, S5400, Park Place Edition, Block 2, Lot 8A of the City of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas, from B2 Retail and Commercial to R1 Single Family Residential. Mr. Kitlen.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Commissioners. So the applicant, Mr. Wayne Hayes, is requesting this rezone to single family, which will allow him to, what we put in the staff report is repurpose the existing dwelling into a residential home. We just had the privilege of speaking with Mr. Hayes just a few minutes ago, and Mr. Hayes bought this property back in 2017. He bought it unknowing that he was not aware of the fact that it was zoned B2 when he bought it. He's been using it as a single-family residence since he purchased the property. So at one time, the property next door, the building next door to the home, was being utilized as a beauty shop, and that has not been in place for several years now, especially since 2017 when Mr. Hayes bought it. So what he is wanting to do is to rezone to single family. He's not 100% certain of his future plans, but he thinks that he may eventually try to use that as either an efficiency unit or an expansion to his single family dwelling. And so this does align. The rezone request to R1 aligns with the comprehensive plan, future land use is single family. And after speaking with Mr. Hayes today, we are in agreement that when he determines exactly what he may want to use that secondary structure for, is that he will come through our office and we will navigate all of those requirements at that time and make sure that he can do what he wants to do within the confines of the land use regulations. So with that, Madam Chair, for this particular parcel, 32720, basically we're asking for a rezone consideration to single family. This property has been used as a single-family residence as a non-conforming use with B2. Structures were built in 1950. He's wanting to continue that use, and staff would support that. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for Steve?
I guess I'm confused. The 580 is the property where the beauty shop was. 590 is what is an existing single-family residence, if I remember looking at the properties correct.
And I may have those two mixed up. I'm basically presenting the case for both, and in essence, he's wanting to use the single-family residence, continue that use, and then what he currently has on the storage, it's what was the beauty shop is now simply being used for storage, and he's going to continue that use as is with this rezone, and then again, if he decides to repurpose that. What was once the beauty salon, he will come to our office and make sure that we can make him fit within the box of a R1 zone. So great point. I'm sure I had the two mixed up, so my apologies for that.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Nix. Any other further questions for Steve? All right, we'll go ahead and open a public hearing. Is there anybody here who wishes to speak in favor or against this rezoning request? Close the public hearing. Commissioners, we need a motion.
I move to recommend approval to City Council of the rezone from B2 to R1.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of recommending to council approval of this rezone request, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, next item. Case number RZ 2024002, applicant Wayne Hayes is requesting a rezone for property located at 590 Race, being parcel R32719, S5400, Park Place Edition, Block 2, Lot 7A of the City of Stephenville, Erath County, Texas, from B2 Retail and Commercial to R1 Single Family Residential. I assume there's not much to add.
Nothing really to add, although for Mr. Hayes, I think it would only be proper to let you know that when he did call, he was regretful that he wasn't going to be able to be here tonight, but he was called out of town for his work, and he's in New Mexico. So we did tell him that once it left here, it would go to City Council, and perhaps he would make the City Council meeting. So we just wanted to add that for Mr. Hayes' benefit. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional questions for Steve? All right, I'll go ahead and open a public hearing. Is there anybody here who wishes to speak in favor or against this rezone request? We'll close the public hearing. Commissioners?
Go ahead.
I move that we recommend to council approval of RZ 2024-002.
All those in favor of recommending to council this approval on this rezone request, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Well, then I believe we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that, by the way.
Yeah.
The first one.
Move to adjourn.
Nobody adjourned. No, I'm just kidding. I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you in February.